Okay, so we can start now, I guess. Um, Good evening, everyone. In I hope you all are doing well. In yesterday's session, we installed our software and our studio, and sir talked about their various data types and data structures, such as vector, list, matrix, and about data frames. And also about some arithmetic operators and how to load CSV and Excel files in RStudio. So I hope you have enjoyed the session and are ready for today's session. So without further delay, I now hand over the session to Sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Suniti. I hope my audio is clear. Can anyone hear now? Yeah, thank you. So yesterday, what we had, uh, so we have learned about first the installation, how we install the Art and Art Studio. What is the difference between Art and Art Studio? Then we have seen the interface of Art. Then the four section of the interface. Then we started with the basic syntax of arithmetic calculations, like calculator only. Then we go some comparison operator, then data type. Then we go to some vector, sequence, matrix, and lastly some list and data frame. So uh, today morning also I have shared a script with yesterday's syntax. So I hope all are see. I have added some comments so that you will know the what is the details of the function. So where in the last section I have also written in the list there is a function called list where we have seen we can add data for each for one variable and for uh, different sub variable you can say. So that can be like we have given example yesterday of some given name, then age, score, like this. So just share my screen so that you can easy to understand.
Sir, sorry for interrupting. Some
Yeah.
of the participants getting echo from the voice.
Okay. Is it fine now? Yeah. Okay. So just sharing my screen. Is my screen is visible? I hope. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this was the first day art script which I'm scrolling now. So here you can see I have added some comments which will be useful for you for understanding. Uh, then yeah, yes. I just want to recap only two things mainly, which will be needed further also, like list we have used. Uh, so list is a kind of function which will include, it can be stored different type of information, like it can store numbers like this age, it can add the character like this name, and it can also add some some factor also. Like yesterday, we were seeing the gender variable. Okay, it can also add this vector variable, which we are doing with the C. C is combining the variables, or it can be also told as vector only. Okay, so list is a, you can say, the one dimensional of variable. It won't have row or column, just one variable only. But if we want the values in a rows and also columns, like, then you have to use the data. Okay, so it will use same type of data which are uh, which list was doing, but the data would be in two dimensions. There would be some variable name, uh, and there is some value. Like, you can add some variable name as name, age, gender. Okay, under those there would be different observation would be there. Okay, like Ram, Rahim, Sita, and their respective age as well as the gender. Okay, so data frame uh, is the easiest way to display the function. Then we went for some see the to a particular row and column. Then we also give some conditional filtering. Okay, that was that for data frame. Then we went for some importing exercise, importing and exporting. So we have seen for two types of data, like if the data is in CSV format or in Excel format. For CSV format, it would be, there would be no need of installing any package. So you can directly read that. Only you have to write read.csv, then the file name, then header equals to true means your first row would be your variable name, so that would be true. If you make that false, then your first row would be as simple observation. Okay, so the information in the first row, like name, age, or any variable, that would be saved in the R as normal observation. That's why if we want to make the first row as header, then you have to give header equals to true. Then string as factors. String as factor means there is multiple variable in this data set we have seen, where I will show you. uh, you can see there are multiple string variable is there. Okay, so if you don't uh, if you don't tell R that all the string variable are not factors, factor means not there is no categorization. Other if you don't tell that one key string as factor is false, means all the strings variable are not category variable. Like, this is only the category variable, but this is not the category variable. So if you don't tell it is a false information, means both are not true. So then it will take as the only the factor variable or the group variable as group variable, not the other one. Okay, so you have to make as string as factor equal to false. Then you will read that CSV file. Then you can see the font one view. You can view the data from directly from here in the environment, or you can directly write view in bracket demo, that function, that variable or data name. Okay, so you will see the data here in the new window. And then you can write some head, means the first 5 or 10 variable, then str. Okay, this kind of command you can see like that in the data frame type of character, type of your data you can see through this command, and you can also see as summary. So these are some comment and some of the thing we have seen in the yesterday. So this was for Excel importing. You have to import, you have to install the data, sorry, install the package so that you can read that Excel file. Okay, but the advantage of Excel file is you don't have to put such kind of like this kind of sub comment within this. You can directly write. It will directly show that data. Okay, you just have to mention read underscore Excel, and then you have to give the path. And for path, I have already told, like if you giving the path, you have to give double backslash or double backslash twice, or single backslash, opposite single backslash single time. Okay, it's up to you, but you have to be consistent whatever you are giving. Okay, then the export command we have already seen. So this was the basic what we were showing yesterday. Okay, so I'll just quickly see, is there any issue yesterday? If someone having any issue want to query, I will take. Yes, yes, Sinov, you can
Hi,
unmute.
hi, hi,
Yeah.
sir. So I have a question. So in the do file, when
Mhm.
we import whether a CSV file or XLX file,
Yeah.
um, also when we create data frame and all, so
Yeah.
leave data frame, but when we import the files,
Mhm.
uh, I see there is a variable is created for that. So something is equal, then read CSV or read
Yeah.
XLX.
Yeah.
That is how the
Yeah.
code goes. So
Yeah.
just want to understand why that is it a variable that we are creating, or
Yeah,
why are we
actually,
putting?
we are storing the data in a different name, so that means data would not be means if you want to means we are storing the data only, means in a type of, you can give a different type of name, but we are storing in that name only, just to give that so that we can use that name later on when we are analyze the data. Okay, just to giving a name or storing the data in the system. That's all.
Okay, so like if we are using it in future, which means that any files that we are loading, we have to keep track of all the names that we are assigning.
Yeah, means you have to know what file you are dealing with. Okay, so it would be better means you are giving some name on your own, so that you can recognize later on also, or you can directly see the data also. There would be no issue.
Okay.
Okay, the last question from the box. Yeah, I will come to Ruby is saying when do we use and as a third bracket and first bracket. Yeah, third bracket and only the third bracket, only the we have used mainly here the in the sequence mainly we have used in the sequence, it is used in this in that term when we directly running that function. Okay, if you're the first bracket only come when we're storing some data mainly, then or giving we are using some function, there we are mainly using the first bracket. Okay, yeah, I'm not sharing screen, I'm just explaining. Okay, I'll share the screen. I will just go to the exercise. I hope everyone had got that exercise and uh, have completed. 2, 3 question may be there. Yeah. I hope it is the screen is shared now. Yeah, this was the questionnaire I have questioned. Some of the questions I have shared yesterday, I think. Now, so it was very simple. Some of the question was there, but 2, 3 question people were saying they can't get it. So one of the someone was saying last question from the worksheet. Okay. So last question was about the Yes. Yeah, using the DF above, extract the name and score column for student with age more than 24. Okay, so first you have to make this data frame with the variable name and all those things. That is, I think everybody has can done. Means you have to you have to make that data frame. So I should I write that one? Okay, I'll write that comment. Sorry. So suppose I am giving uh, storing in DF. It's I'm just giving the name as DF. Okay, it's nothing. But you can give anything. But if you can give A. Okay, so just write first. You have to write the data frame, data dot frame. If you start writing, R will automatically give you option. So you don't have to be every time write the whole. Okay, so data frame. Then you write like name. Suppose you're giving name, then we have to give C to combine all the values. C means combining all the values. Then suppose there are three names A, B, and C. Okay, so this was name. Then we can go to the second variable, that is age. Then yeah, so 20, 27, 54. The second variable, and third one is the score. So suppose score. So score was 88, 92, and 85. That was the function data frame, I think. Okay. So if we run this one, so it will store the variable, whatever that is in the question. So we can see there are three variable and their information is there. Okay. So the first question was uh, uh, in the last question, it was there. What is the using the DF above, extract the name and score column for student with age more than 24. Okay, so first we have to mention where we are starting. We are directly here using the function, so we are using the third bracket. Then which variable we need? We need the age variable. So under the variable name, suppose we are giving from A, we are taking from A. Among A, we are taking the age variable where age was capital age, which is more than equals to 24. Okay, where name and score we need the values whose age is more than equals to 24. So we'll only display the name and the score of those name and score. Okay, what we have done in the data frame, uh, we have okay, sorry, you have to see to the first value. The closer is not suitable. Okay, there is some issue. think I have done this one already. Um, so- Okay, sorry. Okay, so leave that and names to okay. We have given the about this one. Okay, okay. I'll see this one. Okay, and any something else is there? Yes. I think another one is there. The logic one. I think there is some issue. Q4. Yeah. So Q4 was there. Sorry. Yeah. So the term logic denotes the this is a function actually. So for mentioning this function, you have to for first this is function you have to use. What is the prevalence of cancer? Okay. So compute the object logic from the prevalence of this. So logic means logic equal to this one. Okay. I have already said if you have to calculate some function, you need the values first, all the values. Okay. So for prevalence P, you have given the prevalences. There are different prevalences are there. Okay. So first you can store the P values. So what we'll do first, you can store the values. This thing I will see. Okay. I'll let you suppose P you are storing. So there are values are like 1%, 10%, 50%, 90, and 100%. So if you make it in a prevalence to in a proportion, because these values would be in proportion when you compute. Okay, prevalence. So it would be divided by 100. So 1 would be 0.01. Okay, so we write as 0.01. Then 10% is 0.10. Then 50% would be 0.50 or 0.5, whatever you want. Then 90% is 0.90, and then 100% is 1 or 1.00, whatever you want. So this we are storing the p value first, the prevalence one in a vector. Okay, so it is stored now. Then what we'll do, we'll write the function. Suppose that we want to give the function name as logic. The what is there here, what is already given as logic denotes this way. So we just have to write that function log of p divided by 1 minus p. Okay, to write that one. So logic is ready now. So if you run that logic, okay, you will get the values for different p. What is the values of logic? Logic is basically a function here. Okay, is it fine with everyone? Okay, I think that's it for from the exercise. I will see that last question in the break. Okay, then I will tell. Meanwhile, I should start because it's already half an hour. So we have learned about the basic things about the art interface and all those things. Now we'll go to our next curriculum, what we have already shared with you, like this one, data handling, visualization, and how we'll do. There is some point like We'll start with the data cleaning and we'll go up to the data visualization. Okay. So we'll start with making a new script. For new script, you go to the art script, hit this plus button, art script, and click art script. It will start a new one. Okay. So this untitled one, you can rename it by you can by save as you can save it in your file. You can put it name as day two. Okay. I'm just giving the day two name and save it so that it will be saved for future use. Okay. So we'll use what is data cleaning actually, because it is very much needed when we handle various type of data, like very real world data sets. Often there is very much missing values, there is typos, there is duplicates, there is outliers. Okay, so if you don't clean the data, your result would be misleading. Okay. So first you have to clean the data. So in R, if there is some missing cases or so, so that would be saved as NA. Okay. Like we are giving uh, one second. Uh, like give a variable name. Okay. So, yeah. So we'll yeah, so we are setting a variable like we are giving x. Suppose that we are setting a vector like there is values like 10, 20. There is NA is also there that is missing. And suppose or more 40 and 50. This is the set you have, or this is the vector you have. So if you run that one, so totally done. Okay. So you can get there is a NA that is missing cases is there. That is the third element. So if you calculate something, suppose we want to calculate the mean of the that this vector. If you put mean is a function in bracket. If you give mean of x, then you'll see it will give us NA, because there is a missing cases is there. So R can't calculate the mean. Okay, so for that you have to either remove that missing cases or you have to replace that one. Okay, so if you suppose this is a small data, if you have a big data, if you don't know how to is there any missing cases or not, so for that you have to check if there is a missing cases or not. So for that there is a command or is dot na and the that data name is x. Okay, so if is dot na means if there is some missing cases, then it will show the true or false. Suppose for our cases, it should show for each variables, it is showing false, false, then it's true because the third element is missing, and false, false. Okay, so this way you can see for any variable or any observation if there is missing cases or not. Okay, you can also count the sum, means how many total NAs are there. For that you have to write sum. Okay, that will summarize how many cases. Just you have to copy this function is dot na in bracket x. Just copy and just have to paste that one and run that command. Sum in bracket is dot na x. Then you will find the total number of missing is 1. Okay, is it fine? Okay. Is there any query? No. Okay. Okay, so we have detected missing value if there is missing value or not. Suppose we want to remove a missing value. Okay, suppose we want to remove the missing value and we want to save in a different name. Okay, suppose we want to keep a name or called as uh, x2. Okay, so x2 we are saving. Just we have to give the same this command only. You will just copy paste this command only is.nax, but we have to give a not equal to. Mean there should not be any missing cases there. Okay, so if you run that one and if you see x2, you will see there would be no missing cases. Means because we have stored in a new variable name x2 where there should be no, that is not equal to, there is no missing cases. We have is equals to na, we have put it, and there should be no one, not equals to, we have put it. Okay, so that's where we can remove the missing value also. Also, we can replace the missing value actually. You can replace the missing value with some mean or median, whatever you wanted. Mean, median, or any other cases, any other, if you have idea, means if you know what to replace the value, you can do that. Suppose we want to replace with some mean value, then we'll use that file only. Means under the x, we are using the x because there is missing. So x under the third bracket, we'll select the missing is.na x, and we'll replace the missing value because we have selected the missing value here. Okay, now we are replacing that with mean of the rest of the variable. Rest of the variable means excluding the missing value, the other values 10, 20, 40, 50. These four observations mean we are replacing with the na. Okay, so for that we are computing the mean of the other values of x, where missing na dot rn means uh, not equals, means not equals to that missing. Okay, where or na remove, you can say na dot rm stands for not equals to remove. Removing the not equals to, we are calculating the missing. Okay, so if we say if we do that, then we just, you have to also mention it is there is no missing, so you have to keep the condition also. Means it is true or false, you have to mention. Yeah, it has run, and now if you see the x, sorry, I've already told r is case sensitive. I've given capital X, so it was not running. You can see the mean, the na is replaced with the mean of the rest of the values. Okay, so that is one thing. You can also replace, or you can, if there is some big number in your data set, suppose variable we are denoting, same variable we can see, we can use that one only. Just we are adding some, there is no, suppose missing is not there, but there is a big number outlier is there. Okay, suppose 500 is there, but we don't know is if there is outlier or no. So first we can check with summary also. with the minimum. Summary is a function which will give you all the summary of the variable. So if you run the summary variable, you can see the minimum, maximum, first quantile, third quantile, mean, median. Okay. So you can see with the thing, with the summary option, if there is outlier, means if the mean is very much higher, then you can check there should not be there. That should not be there. Okay. I was running the X1, the earlier X1. I have not run this one, so the values have changed. You can see the maximum value is 500. Okay, so that should not be there. If we know the values are should be suppose under 100. Okay, so what we can do, we can clean that one. Okay, we can replace that one with, suppose we can replace with 100 also, or we can keep the all the values in below 100. Okay, so for that, suppose we want to create a new variable, suppose x1. So x1 we want to create, and x, it will take from the values of x only. The issue is where x less than 100, means we want to keep the values below 100. Okay, so x1 will take only the values which are below 100. So we are removing the outlier of the that 500. Okay, so if we run that one, and then if we see the x1, you will see, so, oh, x underscore one has been given the name. So if we run that one, you will see the outlier has been omitted. Okay, so this way you can remove the outlier also. And then also you can similarly you can do the uh, replacement with the threshold. I'll not do that. I'll give in a exercise that one, how to replace this one, because I have already shown you how to replace a value. Okay, so I'll give that in exercise. You will do that, how to replace a extreme value with a threshold. Means threshold means you can replace with for 100, suppose 100 you can replace, or 50 you can replace, or 60, whatever you want to do, you can replace. So you will do that in your practical exam after this. Okay, similar thing you can do with the data frame also. I have shown is only through the normal vector. So you can do this similarly for normal. Suppose the data frame is already ready here. Suppose demo is a data frame. You can use that one also. Suppose we want to check, is there any missing cases are there or not in the column wise. You have already seen the demo data. Have already seen. We want to check if the missing value is there through the column. Okay, so what you have to write? Just have to write column sums. So column summary they will give, which if there is missing or in the data frame is 10. So you can see in the column wise what the variable is there in the demo. There is no missing cases is showing, because there was no missing cases in the demo data set. Okay, so it is all showing 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Similarly, you can go with the extreme value also. I will not go to that. You can exercise that one. Okay, so that was the cases for missing, how to handle the missing values with or the outliers here. Okay, so I'll just quickly once see if there any query or so. Yeah, Rajendra, you can see.
Yeah, hi. I have two-part query. Can
Yeah,
share the
screen.
screen? Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, in the eggs, what you have mentioned, from here we can easily identify where is the outlier. Can you
Yeah.
show the same example? Because when we are dealing with a larger data set, we don't
Yes.
know like what will be the outlier.
Yeah.
So, if you can show us like how to identify the outlier first with the larger data sets. Okay.
So
Um,
first you can use the summary function.
okay.
Okay, summary function, you will show the maximum value. Suppose for X, we are showing the 500 was there. So if you
Mhm.
just use the summary function, it will show the maximum value. Okay, so
Mhm.
then you can see that there is 500 is there. So you can replace that one. So if you want like less than 250, so you
Yeah.
can give a
No.
condition like X
That
should be less than
Yeah, I,
250.
I,
Yeah,
I understood using the summary
yeah.
function because
Yeah.
there won't be only one outlier.
Yeah, yeah,
Example,
there
take
would be many. There would
take it
be
as like
many.
hundreds of thousands of
Yes, yes,
entries will be
yes,
there, and I
yes,
cannot go on removing one by one by one by
yes,
one
yes,
by
sure,
one,
sure, sure,
right?
sure,
So,
sure.
if you can show us any example with the a live data set or with the larger data set, then it becomes useful for us also to apply the same steps so that
Okay,
when we
suppose
are,
can I add here many or more values so that it would be useful?
sure.
Means,
And
suppose there is values like 80,
mhm.
560, 780, 780, 900, 650, 660, 780. Okay, there is many variable.
Yeah,
Okay,
now the
so
earlier became the outliers.
yes, suppose you have to decide which is what is outlier because
Yeah.
you know your data set.
Yeah.
Okay, suppose you know key
The
more than
problem is
250.
I can
Yes,
have an outlier towards the positive side also. I can have the outlier towards the negative side also.
yes,
The
yes, yes,
minimal and the maximal also.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
that's one part. And the second part of my question is,
yes,
see if there is any discrepancy in the data. Okay,
yes,
first I want to see the data. For example, while the data entry process is going on, they might have instead of numeric format, they might have entered into a text format, which is not taking. Okay,
okay,
for the analysis, first I want to view where is the error happening, in which cell the error is happening, so that if it is, I don't want to remove the value, rather I would correct it by changing the format. How can I see and edit that? Because that's the most important hurdle we face during the data cleaning process.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like here you were seeing the data.
yeah.
Okay. So similarly, you can see your data set, whatever it is there. Okay. So if some values you want to change, so
Hmm.
you can manually change one thing. Okay. Or you can means you are importing the data or it is there already in the R.
No, imagine I'm importing the data from the CSV or Excel.
Okay.
Okay, but few entries instead of a numeric, it came as string for me. So
Yeah.
I'm not able to take the mean or anything because
Mhm.
I'm not able to identify where it is because the data set is very lengthy. So I want to
Yes.
identify where the data cleaning need to be done, whether I need to change that into a string or whatever the actions to be taken. So first, I want to identify where the trouble is. Then I want to change it. Then I have to do the outlier check. Then I can do those things for my queries further.
Yes. 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 So what I don't have that very much big data set. I will show maybe in the next class also. But
Sure.
I'll answer one of your question. Like yesterday, I have shown you like how to see the variable description.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So class you can use.
Hmm.
Okay. So through class you can see the all the data.
Okay.
But I'll give a live example with the data set that would be more useful, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll keep in mind that one. I'll give an example of with a big data, so that would it would be useful. But you can if you know like outlier, if you can if you don't know the there is some issue
Hmm.
or missing is there, you can replace it. Like I have shown
Yeah, yeah,
here
that
that
replacement I
can be
know.
done. Okay, but for big data, how you can see, I will show in the next class. I'll
Sure.
come with a example. Okay.
Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you repeat the calls? Okay. The callsum function is actually callsum is adding the summary, means column wise summary. Okay, so we just write the callsum. It's if you start writing, it will automatically give the option, and then you have to mention only the if you don't need the missing value, means if there is any missing value in that data set, whatever you are dealing, okay, is not available in that data set. Na is there or not. Okay, you are just adding the column wise if there is any missing value, so it will add up, and if it is there any missing value, it will show. Okay. I think that's fine uh, for this data cleaning. Is I hope it is fine with everyone. Okay. Okay, so we'll directly go to the next one, the descriptive one. This how to we calculate. I have already shown actually how to compute the descriptive statistics, some of the descriptive statistics. So I'll just quickly go to 3, 4. Like we can use the mean function, which is basic for any descriptive statistics. Suppose we want to calculate the mean of this x, this one. Okay, so we'll just have to write the mean from mean, then in bracket we just have to give the variable name. So okay, so if you run that one, you will get the if you run that one, you will get the mean of the that observation, all the observation, all the values. Okay, similarly you can compute the median also. Okay, you will get the median, and then also the standard deviation. Standard deviation means spreadness, how it is spreaded or around the mean. So can do the do that. Yeah. So the function is SD only, standard deviation. In bracket the variable name, you can get the standard. And I have already shown about the summary function, which will give the all the mean, median, interquartile range, maximum value, all those things through the summary function. Summary in bracket the variable. If you run that one, you will get all the minimum first quantile. That would be more useful to identify the outlier, what we have already talked about. Okay, so that is one, and you can also I was showing for this one vector. You can use the same thing in a this data frame also, wherever your data is there. Suppose we want to know the mean or age. The variable is suppose age is there, so we want to know the mean age of all the these participants or in this persons. Okay, so we just have to give mean, then we have to mention where we are taking. So we are taking from demo. Okay, and from demo we want to get the mean of age, so we will give the $sign and you will select the age. Okay, so if you run that one, you will get the mean value of the age, that is 26.2. Similarly, you can do the median, SD, summary. Okay, so these are the some of the basic descriptive statistic. I won't go far. I will go to further. Just want to know from you guys, like if you can tell if which measure is better when there are many outliers, mean or median. Can anyone inform me?
Median.
Median, okay. Anyone else?
Median, sir.
Okay. So median is more robust because it takes the middle value, where mean is more sensitive to extreme values. Okay. So another one, why is SD important compared to just reporting the minimum and maximum? Why we check SD rather than only seeing the minimum risk?
To see how the values are spread away from the central.
Yeah, you can say the mean also. Uh, how the values are spreaded. So that's why we use this SD. Okay. So these are some of the basic thing. Uh, so we'll start with the DP means data manipulation something, which some of the question has already came. We'll just go with I think 5 minute breaks. After that we'll start. Is it fine with everyone? Yeah. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any query, just you can write in the chat box. We can see that at the beginning. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, there is a question. Okay. I didn't wait anywhere. I'm here only. I just take 5 minutes break. Okay. So Gautam, you are not able to import CSV and Excel file using syntax. Is there any other way? Why can you specify?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, this is.
So it was showing that there was some error. I think maybe since all the file is getting backed up into OneDrive, and when I copy the path, that's why maybe it's showing like this. So all the files are not
Maybe I
saved.
think you have not given the path name. You have not given clearly. The way of giving the path, either giving the double backslash or to a opposite one, you should give. Okay. You can check my code. I have already given the code also. You can do the same
I'll check
repetition.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I hope it will work. I just there is the question of last question which then not working. I just cleared that one. I just want to share that first. The yesterday's question, the last question which we were talking about, then it was not working. There is a minor error that there was. So first we have uh, given the data frame name as DF only. Okay, so we have mentioned three variable is it was there like name, age, score. Okay, so then we have to first check the age column, extract the age column. So I'll run once. So age values are given. Okay, that was the first question of eighth question. If you can see the last yesterday's question, then we want to know the extract the rows where scores are more than 85. Okay, so you just select that one, and if you run that one, you can get these two rows are there which are having the more number of score than 85. Okay, and the last question was there if uh, the using the df exact extract the name and score, both name and score only we want to, we don't want to get the age one. So we have if we can separate only the name and score where age is more than 24. Okay, so just we are giving the condition df that df1 which we have when the data frame have been stored. We just select the variable that age is there, which should be more than 24, equal to more than equal to 24, and we just want name and score. Okay, so if we run that one, so you will get only two B and C, means they are more than age, their age is more than 24. That was 27 and 24. So their name and score is given. That's way we can do. Okay. I hope everyone gets. I can keep this code also, means updated code to the same OneDrive. You can get the code there. Okay. Is it fine or anything else? Yeah. Okay. So I think we should continue to the rest of the topic because time is limited. So we'll go to now the next section, which is data manipulation. So data manipulation is not about we are manipulating the data, means we are manipulating data for our own benefit. It is because many times what we have to do means there we know how to deal with something, some process. So based on that we have to manipulate. Manipulate means we have to maybe select or filter or mutate or summarize the data, or so that is manipulation basically. Nothing like you have to enter, or if you are clear about that you have to change the values, then it is fine, but not like you have to manipulate the data. So first for data manipulation we'll use a package called dplyr. dplyr. This is the package name. Okay, so for that you have to install the package. So yesterday we have already seen how to install. We have to write install dot packages. Okay, and in first packet under the double quote you have to write the package name dplyr. So if you run that one, there would be an error. You just have to do the no, click the no button. It will automatically start installing in your system. Okay. And once it has been installed, there can be some warning, this type of a message, but there should be no issue. You can easily go on. Then you have to mention that library which you have installed and which you need for your further course. So we need the dplyr. So library in bracket that package name. If you write and then run, then the library is open. Okay. So suppose we have a data frame. We don't want to write again and again. We have already get a data frame called demo. Okay, this data frame. Okay, so we want to use that one only. So suppose we want to we want that demo, and we want to select the suppose name and the score one. Okay, these two I want to select only. So for that, what I have to see, right, select. There is a command called select. Okay, select in bracket. If you start writing now, R will automatically give you the option to choosing the command. Okay, so select you write, then you start write the name of your this file, that is demo. Okay, then you write the variable name. What is the variable name is there? First we want to name the name. Okay, then we want the score one. We want this two only. If you run that one, select underscore under the file name for this file what we have already imported yesterday, demo, then name, then score. Then you will get all this two column. I have selected among the 4 column only these 2 column. This is called selection. Okay, this function is select. If you want to filter something, one exercise I have already shown you. This is one type of filter actually. Okay, so if you want to do that, so you have to write the filter command, filter. Then you have to mention the file name. Suppose I want to see if if the age is more than 25, how many names are there among them. So if you write that demo, if you select the file, then you start writing your variable name age, that is there more than 25. If you select, then if you run that one, you will only get those whose age is more than 25. Okay, you can see this one. You can filter, means select rows based on your condition. Okay, so suppose selection is you have done, filter you have done. Suppose you want to add a new column to your existing data. Okay, so suppose I want to calculate this from this score one. I want to calculate the percentage of each this people. So what I will do, there is a command called mutate. Okay, mutate, there is a command where I can add a new column of it. Okay, so if I start writing, like, first we have to select the file name, that is demo. Then I want to create a variable name as score percent. Okay, I just giving a name, score percentage I want to calculate. So from where I will calculate, from the score variable only I can calculate. So I'll select this, I'll write the score variable. Then suppose it is out of 100, the marks are out of 100. And if want to calculate the percentage, I have to multiply the percentage with percentage. Okay. So mutate, then the file name, and then variable, the new column name, heading, then the formula, how I want to calculate from the existing columns. If we run that one, you will get a new variable. It won't save here because we have not saved the data. So we just have computed the data as score percentage that will show you as a score percentage here. Okay, score. This was the score, and we have computed from the score because we have already multiplied with out of 100. That's why it is showing the same number. If you do by 200, you can see the percentage will change. Okay, so that's how you can do. And you can add the new column. Suppose now we want to do the summarization. Okay, so you want to do like get the average score of all the student, how much average score they have gotten. So for that you have to use the summarize function. So summarize function is, you can write summarize, you will get the option summarize. Then again the same thing, the demo file name. Then suppose you want to calculate the average score, if each score I'm just giving a name, you can give anything. Then the function mean, because to know this average, then the variable is score. So if you run that one, you will get the average score of all the student or all the participant, whoever is there. All this under the MU file, all these 5 candidates average score is 88.4. That is calculated from the score variable. Okay. You can also see the group summary. Okay. Suppose you want to see the summary of the average score as well as the maximum age by gender wise. Gender wise you want to check because we have already have the gender variable is also there. So we want to do that. How we will do that? Same thing we will use. Summarize only we will use. Then the file name. Then you can suppose the average score only will use. Same thing we'll use. Just you can copy paste the upper one also. You don't have to write again and again. Okay. Then what we'll do, we'll give another one. We want to know by maximum age. Maximum age we want to compute. So suppose I will have given the name as max age. So max, the variable is age only, I think. Yes, the variable name is age. So you can get the average score and maximum average score and maximum age of all the participants. Okay, and if you want to further, you can add more or the more any filter on all those things you can add here also. Okay, so similarly you just have to give the comma, then you have to give the same filter. This way you can add more and more. You can develop your function based on your need. Is it fine? Demo is not coming for me. Can you show it again? Okay, demo is actually yesterday we have imported a data set, if you can remember. I have already given in the OneDrive. I think it is shared with everyone. So then you have to import. You can check the importation command from here. You can either import this Excel or CSV. From that demo one, you just check the demo one, the demo data, this demo data from yesterday file. I don't want to repeat today because it would take me again time. Or that you just take that, you can see from there. Yeah, if it is stored now, then you can use that one. Okay. So these are all about data manipulation. You can select, filter, mutate, summarize, whatever. It's up to you. You can summarize based on by groups also. Okay. Now we want to see the data reshaping. Okay. Data reshaping is very important because uh, so for data reshaping, because many a times our if you talk about NFHS also, there is the data, it maybe sometime it is like wide format, or it would be very messy format. There could be. So for that we need to use data reshaping. You can reshape the data from wide to long, and also long to wide. Okay. So we'll see how we'll do that. For that, we need a function called TIDYR, title. TYDYR. This function. This function, TIDYR. If you start installing in the same process, every time you need a package, you have to install. Okay. So once you have installed, you don't have to again and again install. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have that package, you have to install. That's the process. If it is installed, then you have to call the library. Then name of that library. Okay. For running, there is a shortcut. You can use Control and Enter. Okay. That's the shortcut, which you don't have to go to run and run your command. You just have to press Control Enter. Okay, suppose for a data set, we are creating a data set. Suppose I'm giving a data set file name as DF only for my convenience. You can give your own. You can start give a data.frame, what we have seen yesterday, the format of data frame. Suppose we are giving name, suppose a function called a function, we are giving some values like characters like A, B, and C. There's the name. The second variable, suppose we want to give some subject score, we want to give, suppose math. So math, for three of those ABC, where they have gotten 90, 85, 88. Okay. And in science, they got 80, 92, 85. Okay. So if we run that one, it will save as DF. This you can see from here, or you can just write DF. It will automatically show you what's the values it is taking. So there is three variable. It is in wide format now. Okay. So the values are in wide format. So if you want it in a long format, means you want to get it like means that name should be means A should become twice for 90, then it will come as 90, 80. It's consecutive in a long format. The format long format, I hope you all know. So if you want to make that way, so you have to transform from wide to long. So for that, you have to write a function called suppose we want to give the name as df long. We want to make wide to long, so I'm giving df long. So the function is called as pivot longer. pivot. If you start writing, it will automatically give. Okay, pivot longer. So for that, we again mention the file name df. Then suppose we want only the math and science to be as a math to science only. We want to see the name. So math to science. For selecting math to science, we are just giving a this symbol so that it will take only these two values. It won't take name. You can do like this, or you can do like this, like minus math. Okay, minus math will sorry, minus name. Sorry, if you don't need the name variable, we just want to the rest of two variable. So we just put the minus name, or you can do similarly math or math colon science. Similar thing you can do. Then the function is names2. So names2 is basically names2 means we want to give the name of the header. So names2 means if we give the name to subject means math and science, that those two name is there. So we want to give the maths names to as subject. Okay, subject we are giving, and the score should be goes to a this course. We have to give to there the values. So we will the values would be named as score. Values to the next function under it, values to that will store the scores of each subject. Okay. So first you have to give the function which file is there. Then you have to mention which variables you means which variables you wanted. Like I wanted here the minus name means math and science only, where the names would be these two names would be as subject, and these values will be go to score. Okay. If you run that one, then if you see that df underscore long, you can see here these values, like the earlier it was format was this way, ABC, and the score was this way. And now the format is in long format. The variables name are like this, and the subject name is like this, and score is like this. Okay, so minus name only we have given because we want to change this this way, means subject wise and score wise. If you don't, if you, it's up to you. It's depends on you how your data is there. Based on that, you have to change. And again, if you want to change from long to wide, similar thing you have to do. Like you have to write df. Suppose I am giving the name df white and making the white format. Okay. So then you have to give that. Suppose I want to change the long format to again to white format only. Okay. So I will mention the sorry pivot. Now we are making to wider, so we have to select the wider function, pivot wider function. So we'll select the pivot wider, then we'll select the what was the file name. We want to take the pivot long to again to back to pivot is this df long to again to df. Okay, so we'll select that one. So we want then change the name from names from. Here the function name is names from in the wider format. Names from we want to take from subject, and then values from that was values to, and for white it is values from. Okay, so values from what, from where to score. If you run that one again, you will get into wide format. Okay. Is it fine? Is the names to function for character and values to yeah, you can say that one because discipline data seems quite an easy tag. I think it would be very great if soon. Yeah, I will show because we will deal with some NFHS data. There we can show. Okay. For basic, if you will, we should start with the basic because we'll go into NFHS one with a bigger data. Then we'll show how to reset. The concept you should know first. Okay. Tider is not found because maybe you have not installed. You have to install the title function through the command install.packages, and then you have to say the library should be open. Okay, try that one once. Okay. Then we'll go to now to yeah
Saurabh,
yeah
I would recommend if any of them have any problem, they can unmute themselves and ask the question.
yeah, that would be absolutely fine. That would be easier for
So
me.
instead of they can write in the chat box also, but if they want to clarify any doubt,
Yeah.
they can unmute themselves.
Yeah, you can means always you can means stop me and you can ask your question. That would be more better for me rather than seeing every time the chat box. If you are facing really tough, then you can mention.
Anytime if any of you feel difficult to follow what Saurabh is teaching, you can ask because doubts will be clear at that point. Otherwise, the next topic he will teach will not be, you know, you may not be following that. So if you have any doubt, either you drop that in the chat box or you can raise your hand. And the third option is you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Thank you so much.
So I hope everyone in the line up to now. Okay. So next function we can do the separate one. We can separate the suppose if the values are like this. Suppose we're mentioning any just suppose df2 and giving a name. We are making another data frame. The data if the data are like this. This can be also used in your data cleaning also. Also how suppose I want to keep the values like this. Students. Suppose I'm creating like this, and the vector is like this in this format. The data can have in this format many a times we have faced like a underscore 90, then b underscore 85, then c underscore 88. Okay, like this can happen. Like if you see this one, okay, the data can be like this. In this format. So if you want to separate the name, suppose the name is A is not there, name is suppose Ram or something is there, and underscore 90 is this kind of data could have been with you. You can deal you can find many a time you can find this type of data. If you want to separate these two, A and 90, there is a function called separate. Okay. So the functions are very easy to remember in R. If you don't remember, you can just Google that one also, but you have to know the logic. Okay. So if you want to separate, so suppose we want to create a variable df separate. So the function name is separate. So we want to get from df2. Okay, so df2 data we have selected. We have to select the student score, that only variable that is there, this one. Okay, into, we want to make it into, suppose, name. The first one should be as name, and the second one as should be the score. And we want to separate those two, separate through some space. Okay. What I have done, I have separated those two. How I have done? I have used the separate function. I have include that df2 which I have created the data frame. Then I have selected the variable name. Then into what I have done, I have created two variable, name and score, these two variable, and I have separated those. There is this separation is this dash was there, underscore was there. So I have to mention what separation I want to do. If there is a space, I would have give the space. Okay, based on the data is format is there, you have to give this under the separation. Okay, so you have to mention that here the underscore, then the separation would be there into two variable. Okay, this way you can separate the data. This is a very simple example actually. There could have a very different types of separation could have been there. So you need to give a multiple, you have to make a multiple options, multiple functions should be there. Means you have to give somewhere, you have to give the space, somewhere you have to give the underscore or under space. So it depends on your data. I'm just giving the basic logic here. Okay, suppose this data is there. Now we want to reverse that one. So if you want to reverse that one, you just have to use the function unite, the function called as unite. So uh, that is df. I'm just giving a name for my convenience. It's nothing to do with that you have to give this name only. I just giving for identification in later on for you guys. Okay. So sorry. Unite, you have to, the command is unite only. You have to write unite. Then now the data is separated. We want to make that as unite. Okay. So we'll use this data frame only. So this data frame means df underscore separated. Okay, because df2 was already united. We can't make that one united. So we will make the df underscore separated to united. So df underscore separated, comma, we want to give the name as the same student score. Okay, now from where we'll take, it will take from name, and from another one is score, and then from separate from where we should separate means unite. The command would be separated only here also. Okay, so don't confuse that, but the function would be unite only. We want to make this only, means the same thing we want to repeat, means whatever the data was there, we just want to make the same thing. If you see that now the new data frame, you see the same has came again. Whatever the first data was there, the same thing has came. We have added those two under using the this underscore only. Okay, Is it fine with everyone? This is all about actually regarding the data reshaping. Okay, separating, uniting, or reshaping into wide to long, long to wide. Okay, these are very simple example I'm giving with a small example so that there should be and the understanding should be clear for all of us. Otherwise, when we deal with the big data, then it would be much tougher. Yeah, if it is A90 is there, then you should use the space, what I have already shown. Like here you are using space now. You just give the simple space. It will automatically come. You could try that one. Okay. Okay, so I think that was regarding the data, this reshaping one, and we'll finally come to the data visualization part, which many of you may be interested because the visualization is one of the best here in the art. So we'll cover mainly the scatter one, bar chart, histogram, box plot, etc. Okay, so first let us make a data frame again. Uh, I'm just making the data frame because that would be I'm repeating because that would be useful for further. When we make various recording and all those things, you would be familiar with the data frame. So I'm again making a data frame so that we can use that data into various type of bar or graph, bar, scatter plot, histogram, box plot. These four only I will cover. Rest of the things, if you have any issue, you can explore. If you face any issues, we can cover that one. Okay. So first make the data frame. So under the DF only, I am giving the name data frame. You can see in the environment all are storing. Okay, all things are storing and history. All the codes are here. You can check what we have discussed yesterday. So suppose we are making a data frame. Suppose uh, suppose give the name. The vector is I will make start with the same thing ABC. I'll just copy for things so that I can save it. And then the age, suppose I want to take age. So suppose 21, 22, 23, 4, 25. Just randomly. Score I am giving for marks of the subject, any subject I want to give. So it is taking 85, 90, 88, 76, 95. Okay. Then I want to give another one. Suppose I want to give the gender one. So suppose I will give the gender similarly. Male, female, randomly given so that we will have some data, new data should be displayed. So I have made this kind of data, okay, where name is there, age is there, score is there, gender is there. Okay, this kind of data I have randomly made. And if we run that one, then you will get the data like this. Under the DF, you will get this kind of data set. Okay, suppose we want to make the scatter plot of it. like the the purpose of the scatter plot basically to show the relationship basically to among the two numeric variable. Suppose we want to see the association or there is some relationship between age and score. Okay, so we want to plot age and score, age and score in a into a scatter plot. So for plotting, we need a again we need a library that is called as ggplot2. Maybe you may have heard anywhere ggplot. So for that we have to install that one. Again, install dot packages. We have to write ggplot. Again, some error will come, but it will be eventually be installed. Then you have to mention the library ggplot2. Okay. Interesting thing is there, the package name is ggplot2, but when you write the function, it is ggplot2. Okay, so please remember that. So suppose, so now we want to plot the ggplot. What we will do, we will write the ggplot. You will get the function ggplot. Okay, then we'll mention the file name that is here as df in our case. Then AES. AES is as it is called as aesthetics. Okay, aesthetics of means where we'll give the values where what we want in our graph. So for aesthetic, under the aesthetic, you have to mention the what is your x. X means what is your x axis and what is your y axis. Suppose we want to give the x axis at age and y axis as score. Okay, this is the first we have given the axis. Then we have, if you want to give some color of the point. Okay, so for that we have to add, we have to give a plus button. Then you have to write geom point. Geom point because we are giving the point value. The scatter plot is a point value we are giving. So that's why we are writing as geom point. Then we'll give a color. We'll write color equals to, you can give your favorite color or anything you wanted. Suppose I want to give blue. Okay, it will, the color will also change. That is one of the interesting thing. Then we can, again, we want to give a title of the our this plot. So we'll add that one with the command of labs. Okay, this thing can be added if you don't want this color and all those things. Just you have to write up to AES. Okay, you don't have to write all those things. But I want to give all the things so that the graph would look beautiful. So we'll give the title one. Under the labs, so it would add the title of the title as well as the axis levels also. So title I want to suppose write scatter or okay. And then I want to also write the x-axis name. X-axis I want to name as age because we're plotting age versus score. Then y is equal to, I want to give score. Okay, that's it. We have done. So I'll again repeat just one. ggplot, we are starting with function, then we have to mention file name, then AES, that is aesthetic, means which values we want to take, means it will take to that data only or variables only. So we are taking x equal to age and y equal to score. Then I will take for geo, we'll go to the geom point if you want to give any color of your you want to, if you give, you can give, otherwise automatically R will give something. Then geom point, under the geom point you will give the color, that is color equals to, I have given blue. Then under labs we will give the titles, that can be your graph title, that can be your axis title. Okay, that's it. If you run that one, you can see in the plot section there will be a graph. Okay, the title of the name is scatter plot, and you can see the points age versus score. Okay, is it fine with everyone? I hope everyone can see how we
Sort
can.
of just a quick query. I should have asked it before. So when
Yeah.
I try to install the ggplot package, ggplot 2,
Yeah.
it shows an error message saying the object ggplot 2 not found.
Did you clearly write this one install.packages under ggplot2?
Yeah. Oh, wait, let me. I just yeah.
I just copy and paste in the chat box so that it would be easier. Just copy paste that one and run. I hope it will
It,
work.
sorry, it was my bad. I didn't put it in the W
Yeah,
box.
you
It
maybe.
worked.
Yeah, okay. Now I hope it will work. Okay. So then is it fine with ggplot this graph? You will get this type of graph when you put the age versus scores, this type of uh, score, this age and scores, you will get this time. Okay. Suppose we want to get now it's by gender. I want. Okay, by male, female. I want to see how the graph is there. So I won't write whole the thing. I just copy paste, modify it. Okay, just copy paste that one. So then what I will do, I'll make the uh, geom point. I can give color also, and this color also I can make it this under the aesthetic. Again, you can give the color also. Color means here in the not color, the color is as gender wise. I mean this as under the aesthetic, the color is the data you are taking. Okay, the values, the gender was there, so I want to take that gender one. Don't be confused with the color of geom point and the aesthetic. Aesthetic is taking because I am giving the filter of it. Okay, so I'll get the gender wise data, and under the geom point, I don't want to give a color now. So I can change the size also. So that I will do. So I want to make the dot to more bigger. Okay, so I will give the size equals to suppose 3. I want to. Okay, and the title would be same as above. So if we run that one, there must have, okay, I have not put it the to complete the if you run that one, you can get this type of where I have put it the gender wise. I have again filtered means I am making the group wise. I have made like the values are same age and score XY I have given, but I have grouped it by gender. So now it is showing gender wise. I have not given any color of to make as of mine. So R have automatically given this color. If you like this one, you can keep it, or otherwise you can change it again, giving this type of color. Okay, so for that you have to mention X color and Y color, whatever you wanted. Okay, so later on whenever we'll do with big data, so we'll again show how to make with this. I'm just giving the format. Now, if you want to make the bar chart, okay, the same thing you have to repeat. Only the difference is like you need this thing, same thing. Suppose this thing up to this thing is same for bar chart also, but it will change from now. What will change? So in scatter plot, we are writing geom underscore point. In bar, you will write geom underscore bar. Okay, for bar chart. Then you have to give a stat. Stat means stat equals to identity means you are telling ggplot to use the actual value of that score. If you are taking suppose score, you are telling ggplot to take the actual score, not the instead of counting the number of occurrence. Okay, so in graph maybe various time we show the number of total number of frequency we show. We don't want to show that. We want to show the actual score, because in the bar we show the actual score only. Okay, that's why you have to give the stat equals to identity, that will give the actual score of those bars. Okay, so for those bars I want to fill some color of those. Okay, fill, suppose I want to give some color of orange. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you. The beauty of this thing is R will automatically change to the same color of whatever you wanted. Okay, so you do that. Then is there any maybe I have given extra packet, I think. Let's see, let's complete this one. Plus, suppose again we want to give some title. You can give copy paste those things. This is repetition ready. We just have to know the logic of using those, and the function, the user function, just with the bar chart here, because we are plotting the. Okay, so X I want to give, suppose here we don't want to give the age, we want to give the name, suppose, and we want to give the score only. I want now name wise score, so I'll change that one. I hope I will get a error message. Yeah, because there is some bracket issue is there. So you have to check ggplot. Okay, we haven't completed this, and we have you have to clear careful for your packet, otherwise R won't run. There will be some error message as I was this. Yeah. Now you can see the bar according to name A, B, C, D, E. 5 names were there and their score. Okay, this is bar chart. This the function is ggplot, the same thing. Only change you will have geom point, geom bar. Earlier it was geom point. Then you have to identify what the values you want to keep, because I want to keep the identity, means the actual values of the score. Okay, so I will have given the identity, means that equals to identity means it will take the original value of each name. Then I have filled with orange. You can give it based on your color. Then if you want your title and axis title, you can give, otherwise you can skip that part also. Then you can complete through this up to this If you don't give those, then that won't come. Similar thing you can do by gender only. I'm not doing that. Can be done as a exercise also. Means the whatever we have done here by gender wise, you can same thing we can do. Okay, I'll go to the next graph, that is histogram. Maybe histogram is known to everyone. It shows the distribution of a numeric variable. Okay, so how it is shows it only as you know, histogram only take only the one value, one variable only. So we'll start with the same process. We'll just the command start with the same process. So suppose I want to take one variable, suppose ggplot only, but now name can't be taken. I have to give a numeric variable, so I am giving a numeric variable as 4. Okay, so I'm completing the brackets. Then next part, for histogram, the whatever was there for geom point for scatter, geom bar for bar chart, for histogram it is geom histogram. Okay, so it would be easier to remember for you. So then I will give the beans. Beans means how much interval, how many interval I want to break histogram. Okay, so suppose I want to make it into 3, and I want color. Suppose I will give green maybe. Then color I want to give. I'll tell later why I have given field and color. Field, what is field? You know now. Field is inside it. Inside that bar we are giving, and color, what I want to give means separating color from each other. One because histogram is a joint bar, you can see if you know the histogram. So I want to separate those with the black so that it would be identifiable. I just want to give this much only. I don't want to give any title. Okay, so it will give the histogram. So the field is with the green and it is separating color is black. Okay, this way you can prove the histogram. The last one is also today is box plot. So box plot, similarly, you can see box plot is very important because through box plot, as you are doing through the summarize, similar thing you can do with the box plot also. So it will show the spread of the data, median, quantile, outliers. Okay, so we'll start with the same process, ggplot, and here you can do with the across the gender also you can do. So I'll give that gender wise so that it would be more interesting to see. So suppose I'm giving x equal to gender wise. I want to give gender and y equals to give. I want to give by score. Score I want to see gender wise. Then for geom 1, what it will have, any guesses? Anyone can guess?
Geom box plot.
Yeah, geom box plot only. It is very easy to remember. So geom box plot. So you can give the field. Means what would be the inside color. Then suppose I am giving purple. I am taking all type of colors so that later you can give. Yeah, you can see the box plots, male and female wise scores and their box plot. The lower, as you know, the lowest value is the mean value and the highest value is the maximum value. This is the median value, this line, and this is the interquartile range, this box. Okay, the first quantile, second quantile, and third quantile. Similarly, you can do for the males also. Okay, Same thing you can repeat for different type of thing. I don't want to go to the repetition, but I just want to mention like the golden rule of plotting or data visualization. You have to start with a ggplot, then you have to name the data, then we'll start with the aesthetic. What are the data you are taking? X equal to what, y equal to what? Then what is based on your chart? You have to mention the geo point or bar or histogram or box plot, whatever it is. Then you have to give some the whatever based on the chart. You have to keep that comment. Okay, for like geo point, you are giving the color. For geom bar, we are giving the identity. For histogram, we are giving the pins. For box plot, we are giving nothing. So like this, you can do. Okay, this way you can various type of graphs you can see. This way you can use the ggplot too. Okay, I think for today we won't go to any other thing. This all are uh, this all we can stop for today only. Maybe for next day we'll start working with the big data. Uh, for example, NFHS only. So we'll start with the NFHS only, and we'll share the data meanwhile, so that okay. There is some question. Yeah, we okay. I'll put it from data from frame. I will put in here only. Later on, also the script will be shared, so don't worry about this. Okay. Uh, can you please explain the stat equal to identity part? Okay. Stat equals to identity part, I have already mentioned. Like whenever we plot something, we basically plot the frequencies mainly. Okay. But in bar chart, what we do, we give the exact value. So for that, we have to mention what ggplot will take. So for that, I have given the stat equal to identity means it will give the identified that score means identified of each score, the exact score that we take. So for that only, we have taken the stat equal to identity. Yeah, trend line, there is an option. I will show next day because we need scatter plot later on also. So we'll include that trend line in future. Means in the next class only. I hope it will be fine for that.
Sir,
Yeah.
how to add comments if I want to do it in the like do file we used to say in status? How do we add comments here?
Comments. It is
With
very
the
easy.
code.
I will just show you. I have already added some comment in the last script, I think. So suppose you want to give some comment here in the line 67, 68. So you just have to give the hash and then you put the comment. Suppose I want to write ggplot. So if you run the chunk hole, the R won't take the comment. It will only run the only your codes will run the it won't be any error for the comment. Okay, that's why you can run. In the day one script, I have put it some comment like this. You can put some comments. Okay, I hope it's fine now. How can I plot points on a plot? Sorry, I can't get. How can I plot a points on a box plot? I don't know means what you want to say means. Can you unmute and answer? I think for today that's all. I'll share the script using with the comments, and also Uh, is there logic where it kind of spacing between the equal to symbol and the value we can have? No, no, there is no logic. Means you can put any time. Means R is flexible in that way. There is no issues. Okay, so I'll put the script as well as some questions for you guys in the OneDrive, and I'll mention in the group also, and also gives demo data for next classes and FHS, maybe some of the data. So that will be useful. That will be useful for the next classes. And if you have any issues or feedback, you can reach out. You can reach out to any of us, to the admins or me, any, or you can write. So we'll try to solve that one. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for today's session.
Thank
And
you.
yes, sir. And thanks to all the participants for your active participation. See you next weekend. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.